we have, well, can you call him Billy Goat Gruff or a troll? Because we're underneath the bridge. This is Bruce Munday. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Steve.
This bridge behind us, which looks exactly like the sort of bridge that a troll would crawl out from under.
There is a troll in there.
Oh, there is? Okay. You built it.
That's right. Built it over the troll.
And here's the thing. No mortar.
That's right.
What is this style called?
It's dry stone. Mortar is a dirty word. This is referred to as dry stone. Built without any mortar. Just stone.
In the whole episode, we'll go into why that's so important to you. But how long has this been up for now?
2019, I built this one.
Okay, so 5 years. So far, so good.
Yeah.
What do you expect its life expectancy to be?
Probably a geological era, which probably survived that. It's just rock. So short of something like a glacier coming through, I think this bridge will still be there, but we're long gone.
Okay. Well, that's very good.
It's held together with gravity and friction. That's it.
Gravity and friction.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, many relationships are held together with gravity and friction, truth be known. Let's have a quick poke around, because there's a few other things you've built too. Let's have a quick look. We'll go into depth in the full interview. But,
okay, sounds good.
This is our taster. Do you want to walk over it? I'll just get footage of you walking over it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Bruce Munday putting his dry stone bridge work. Oh, we'll just make sure. We don't want you to become extinct. Just here he goes. Look at this. Look at that. That is a bridge too far, some might say, for the opening gambit of a podcast episode. But I disagree. Let's go and have a look at some of the things.
There's the keystone.
Oh, hang on. What's this? What's that called?
The keystone.
That's the keystone. So that's what's holding it all together.
That's correct.
So if I were to pull this forward, what?
Don't.
Really? Would that end our relationship?
It would indeed. And it would kill the troll that's sitting underneath.
Oh, heck. Bruce, you've made this as well. What is this? This is all just solid rock, no mortar.
That's right.
What's the inspiration for this one?
Okay, well, we really just wanted to make it a bit more interesting. So sculpture was suggested. This was bare ground before we started.
Yep.
And this is all stone I brought with me from the farm.
Yep.
20 tonne of it. There's not all 20 tonne in here, but this is where the last of it finished up.
Yep. And
you can see that it's sort of built in much the same way as if it was bricks. You make sure the joints are all covered, 2 on 1, 1 on 2. And you finish up with something that looks a bit like an egg.
Now, this, of course, the bridge has a keystone to keep it all together. Yeah. Does that have a keystone?
No, it doesn't. There's a lot of stones which actually go in to that shape.
Yes.
They're not lying along the surface, they're actually going in along the radius, and that's what holds it together, the friction.
How solid is it? If I'm backing out and accidentally hit it with my car today, who wins?
This would win by far. Your car would be dented.
Now, there's something, looks like a rock emerging just out of it there, and there's right behind me in the distance, there are some more rocks. There's a bit of a story here.
There is a bit. You can think of this as an egg, and it's hatching a little chicken coming out the side there. And that chicken then migrates across to where you're pointing.
Yes.
There's a whole heap of other chickens that have already been hatched, waiting for a friend to come across and join them. The alternative way is they're sitting over there watching this little object being absorbed by the, let's call it the egg, and they're wondering if that's going to be their fate when this one is gone. So it can be either of 2 ways. And this whole structure is referred to sometimes in the village as ambiguity. It's very ambiguous whether it's hatching something or consuming something.
You don't really need to watch TV, do you?
No, you don't.
It's
all in your mind.
Yes. Okay. Come on, Netflix. There's a story there. Bruce, here at the Aldinga Eco Village. That's where we are. Yep. This is a courtyard that you have built with your dry stone wall work.
Yep.
How long did this take to make?
Well, because I'm retired, I just sort of take my time, just build it when I feel like it. So it probably took me 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
But, if I was working for a job, I'd do it in a couple of weeks.
Now, here's the thing. The locals refer to this as not Stonehenge. What do they call it?
Summerhenge.
Summerhenge.
No, sorry, the winterhenge.
The winterhenge.
Yeah,
why the winterhenge? Tell us.
Because on the 21st of June, which is the shortest day of the year, the sun sets immediately in front of me and so forth, and it runs along this axis here. And so the whole courtyard is then filled with sunlight at dusk on the 21st of June.
And what are the marker rocks? Is that one?
Yep, that's one.
That's one. And is this another
the
one?
centre here. So that's the axis.
And there's another one.
Yep.
There. And then
this one's pointing west.
This one's okay.
Yeah,
so if we follow that line, we end up.
We follow that line.
Where
you're
the
looking
sun
at
is.
where the sun sets.
Where the sun sets,
yeah. The only trouble is there's that building which we have to remove. In the meantime, we see it set over the building rather than set over the horizon.
And that's the purpose of this podcast. We're going to lobby to remove that building. No, we're not. No. Wonderful. And again, no mortar here.
No mortar. No.
And can I just say, it looks like a random collection of rocks with just the top one sort of is like a book, a library.
Yeah, that's right.
But tell me there is method. Like just looking here, why this rock and why what's going on in this selection process?
Okay, so all this stone, it's a stone that we brought with us from the farm when we moved here 6 years ago, and I had it stockpiled in the village, and so big lumps like this I broke in half to finish up with this. It's all called field stone. In other words, it's a stone which is picked up in the paddock, not quarry stone, which tends to come out looking a bit like bricks, but field stone, which is a bit rougher and often a bit sort of rounded on the edges. But by breaking it, you get reasonably sharp edges like that. So they're arranged like bricks. You can see this one sits over that joint, which sits over those joints and so forth. So it's got the stable brick wall structure, and then sitting on top of these stones, which are oriented exactly the opposite way. Instead of being horizontal, they're vertical. What you're really looking at here is essentially two walls, one on the inside, one on the outside. Okay, so it's sort of shaped like that, tapers as it goes up, and what holds it together is these stones sitting on the top.
Putting the weight down.
Exactly.
Right.
And the weight's all sitting on a very small surface area. High pressure.
High pressure.
That's right.
Wow. And in working this, was there always the right stone, or did you get stonkered a couple of times?
Yeah. You start off by trying to find this sort of stone, the coping stone, and make sure you've got enough. You line it all up, roughly where the wall's going to be built, so that you don't get to the end and think, God, I've run out of copestones. And so that's the first step, is selecting these, making sure you've got enough of them. And then you find these, which are the building stones. You build the wall out of essentially the rest. And when you find some quite nice big ones like that, you think that'll make a seat.
Beautiful.
And this one will make a table and so forth.
All right. Well, let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's go. Actually, let's have a seat. Yeah.
I need a glass of wine to sit on there.
We do, don't we? Oh, I could actually relax now. If only that building wasn't there.
Yeah, I know.
So we go and talk to the owners.
I've been working on it.
You are never going to look at a dry stone wall the same way ever again, are you? Do you think big cement are the people who undermined?
Yeah, that's right.
There was money to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
In mortar.
The world was much better, much more honest before mortar was ever invented. Mind you, the earliest mortar goes way back to the time of the Egyptians. Just mixing lime with mud. And that's sort of reasonably forgivable. But using Portland cement and so forth, just never accepted here.
So I just had to replace a rotten letterbox, and I needed to concrete in the post.
Yeah, you didn't need to, but that's what you chose to do.
Could I have done it with just rocks?
Yeah, you could have. Of course you could have. Yeah. Not too late to pull it out.
Have I dipped in your expectations now?
You have a bit, Steve. We'll work on you.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's actually record the interview. We don't know what we're going to say yet.